Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Well, today it's only going to be 56 degrees and it's chilly and damp. Typical fall day. So today the roofers are supposed to come back. They're not here yet. Last time they were here at 7:30, but it's 8 o'clock now, so they'll show up eventually. So I imagine we're going to have at least another week of them pounding and being here, but really it hasn't been as bad as I imagined it to be. So that's always good. You know, sometimes we imagine things to be great and it turns out not so great, and the opposite happens too, where we think something's going to be horrible and then it ends up not being so bad. So my front outlet, my electrical outlet, has been broken since we had a storm, and I just replaced it this year. So, but the electric surge must have blown it, so now I don't have an electric outlet in the front, and the roofers need to get into my garage in order to access an electrical plug. So that means that I have to be home when they're using the electricity. So the problem is I have a few errands I need to do this week. And Thursday, my daughter and I have planned to go to Amish country. So they'll have to work on my neighbor's house on that day, because I really would like to go to Amish country with her. I don't think the leaves are turning yet there. They're just beginning here, and usually the more south you go here in Ohio, the later the leaves turn. So, but it's happening. The cold nights and the cool nights and the damp weather. Sometimes the leaves are really, really beautiful, and other times they just go from green to brown. But I'm hoping it'll be a pretty fall this year. So let's give the coffee a taste. Cheers. Very good. So I have a follow-up appointment today for my leg problem. So I'm going to have to leave those guys alone here for a while. But they seem like nice men. They're middle-aged, and they're not young bucks anymore, that's for sure. But very nice. My daughter had them to do her roof too, and that's how I got the recommendation. And I'm glad I did, because they were quite a bit less expensive than the other two estimates I got. So it pays to shop around. The other two estimates were $1,000 to $2,000 more. And they have a crew that gets it done faster, but, you know, I'm in no hurry. I'd rather save the money and have a nice job done. So, all right, I'm expecting those guys to show up any minute, and then the dogs will start barking. So I'm going to meet you over at the budget book, and I'm going to drink my coffee. So I'll be back. Okay, back at the budget book. Well, yesterday I didn't spend any money, so we're off to a good start here in October. And I haven't bought any groceries, because my goal is to not grocery shop this month, which means I'll probably have to do some stocking up in November. But if you haven't checked it out, I did a whole year of cooking down my refrigerator, freezer, and pantry. Now, I did supplement a few things, but mostly I cooked out of the refrigerator and freezer. So there's 365 videos on all that, with lots of food ideas and recipes. So go check that out if you have an interest. So I'm hoping to gather up the money for both the handyman. I have the money for my window. I did manage to save that up, and now I'm working on getting the money together for the handyman and all the chores that I have for him. And I'm hoping to get that all done by November. He said he was going to put me on his list for mid-October, so that's going to be coming up here soon. So that would be great to get all that done, and you know, it won't be rattling around in my brain anymore, and it'll make my life a little easier. There are repairs and things that have to be done, so the sooner that gets done, the better, even though I would like to save up a couple more $100 if I can, but we'll see. So that's my plan, and I'm still continuing to pay off my car. My idea of paying it off early didn't really materialize, so because I had to pay off a small personal loan too. Well, it wasn't small when I got it, but it's small now. So I'm going to continue to add $300 on that every month, and that's an automatic payment, so it just comes right out of my checking account, and that way I don't have the opportunity to say, well, this month I'm only going to make the minimum payment, because then it'll take me forever. And it's not a huge amount, it's like $2,000, but you know, $300 a month is whittling it down, and I'm hoping by the end of winter to have that paid off. And then maybe I can work on the car a little bit, even though I have to pay for the roof somehow, so we'll see. We'll see what I'm going to do with that. I would like to be debt-free sooner rather than later, so that I have a little bit more wiggle room in my budget. Maybe I can even save a little bit without having to spend it right away. That would be great. But I'm going to continue on with the food and make simple recipes. Most of my recipes are pretty healthy, and get creative with my cooking and stretch my meals as long as I can, and I can save a lot of money that way, and you can probably too. So all right, I'm going to finish my coffee, get ready for my appointment coming up here, and I'll be back later. Well, I'm back in my chair again. Boy, am I glad I bought this chair with the up and down mechanism. I don't know. It's just been such a blessing with this leg and having to sit here. So this is my heating thing that I've had for years. And I guess it gives you moist heat. So that's what I've been using. I have an electric one that I can plug in, but this one I just leave it on, and once it cools off, then I give it a break, and I do this like 3 or 4 times a day where I just elevate my leg. And so I had my follow-up today, and the doctor said that because the area is kind of bruised too, and he said the vein blew. So it's like, oh, well, that's nice. So he wants me to see a vascular guy, and so I guess they took all this information and then they review it, and then they'll let you know if they're going to give you an appointment or not. Well, that was a first. I'd never experienced that before. Usually you just make an appointment and you go in and, you know, Bob's your uncle. So I guess everything's different now, too, in the medical field. So I just thought I would have a cup of tea. I didn't have to cook today. I still have plenty of leftovers in there, which makes me very happy. And my roofers are still out there pounding away. They got the back half of the garage done, and now they're working on the front. And I had two areas in the garage that leaked. So the one, I guess he had to take a little piece. It wasn't big. It was only like an area this big. And he had to cut out that area and put new wood in there. But then the big leak, he said he didn't have to replace the wood. So that's good, because that would have been an extra cost. So thank you, Lord, for that. So I'm sure they're probably going to finish the garage today, because right now it's down to the bare wood. And then they only have the dining room area to do, and I'm having new skylights put in there too, because the skylights that are in there are 20 years old, and you know, if you don't replace those things, then they're going to end up leaking eventually, and it'll cost more to have it replaced. So we're moving along, and that's a good thing. So, but this routine is getting a little boring. I've been watching a lot of television the last few days, and there's never anything on TV. It's just terrible. I know last night I finished a series, what was it? Goliath. I finished that, and that was, I think, 4 seasons. Had a very weird end, but it was kind of a weird show. But I like to find series like that. I don't like comedies. The laugh tracks are just like, really? You're going to tell me when to laugh? But I don't care for comedies. The only comedy that I ever really watched well, there were 2. One of them was Benny Hill. I thought he was hilarious. And that little guy he was always patting on the head, I heard that was his dad. So that was a good show. And then, what was it, Third Rock from the Sun with John Lithgow? That was hilarious, too. Well, I'm back in my kitchen. I go from chair to chair. Ay, ay, ay. This too shall pass. Anyway, I'm back in the kitchen. I just ate dinner. I had one of those little patties that I made, the oatmeal patties, and some of my casserole that I made yesterday, the eggplant casserole, and it was good. They were both good. So now I'm done for the day. The roofers are done for the day. They'll be back tomorrow. They got half the garage done, so they'll finish that up tomorrow. And then they still have the 2 dens, mine and my neighbor's. So, and then the window. He said the window will probably be next week. So anyway, not a real exciting day, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, my friends. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Thanks for watching.